So we're going to make some pineapple cake. A bit back, I asked the food pantry for a cake, and they gave me rainbow party chip. Yeah. So that's not cool, but we're going to turn it into something cool. So let's get on with this video. And here I'm going to open the box and the plastic thing inside. You can see kind of the chip colors in the bag. And I've already got the eggs ready. As you know, I've got to check those eggs before I even remotely use them. So I went ahead and threw them in the bread machine thing. This audio is going to be a little bit weird because when I did this, I didn't realize that I had the TV playing, so I had to delete all of the original audio. This is me talking over it, trying to get it right. Or at least my attempt at putting the audio back in. So now I'm going to clean off the pineapple can, because that's a good idea. And I'm going to see how much pineapple's actually in here. There was 21 ounces in the 20-ounce can, which I thought was kind of interesting. I'm checking the other ingredients to see that they're correct. Or to see how much liquid goes into the thing. Now, initially I was thinking I could get the liquid out of the crushed pineapple. That was not true. I had to dump the whole thing in there. Now I'm going to dump the pineapple in with the cake mix. And I'm going to get whatever that is out of the bowl. Now I'm going to weigh the rest of the ingredients into the bowl. And I think I forgot to raise you up so that you could see me adding the things into the bowl. Oops. So this required 3 eggs, a cup of water, and a 1/3 cup of oil. And I ended up eliminating the water because I put in all that pineapple, and then I added like a 1/4 cup of oil instead of a 1/3 cup. And now I'm going to go ahead and put it in the bread machine, and I'm going to let it do its thing. And it'll just continue to mix and mix and rest and mix and mix. It takes about 3 hours to make a cake in the bread machine, but it's usually well worth it. Alright, so I wanted to get in here before the cake starts baking. Because if you do that, you can take the beater bar out. And here's what the cake looks like as it starts to bake. It's only got another hour and 10 minutes is how long it'll bake for. And by taking the beater bar out, it'll just have a tiny small hole in the bottom instead of a huge split where you tear the beater bar out of the cake. Alright, so my pineapple cake is almost done. But I've got a problem. The icing that the food pantry gave me was moldy. I went ahead and opened it because it expired November 4th. And considering there's not a real ingredient in that icing, I expected it to still be good. It was moldy. Or I should say it was just starting to mold. There were 2 spikes in it, and those were starting to mold, and I went, nope. So I'm going to go ahead and make some cooked icing. Which can be done. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I can certainly do it. And this one starts off with 4 ounces of milk, which I've already put in the bowl. So this icing recipe needs milk, vanilla, butter, I'm going to use margarine, sugar, flour, and salt. The salt is way over there. And from what the recipe says, it's a pretty forgiving recipe. Cooked icing has a difficulty level of light intermediate or, advanced basic user. Now, the flour and milk mixture is just going to cool, and I need 6 ounces of sugar, and that was perfect. 6.1, 6 ounces of sugar, and this entire stick of margarine. This margarine is short like 1 tablespoon, so, it is what it is. So like I did the other day for the cookie recipe, I'm going to cream this margarine in with the sugar. I did this with the cookies the other day. Gotta move this a little bit. Easier for me to do this in my skillet than it is this itty bitty bowl, but do the best you can. That's my pineapple cake. It's done. So I need to go get the next step in this list. Alright, so once you're done with this, you put this into here. And I guess you can add as much sugar to this as you want. And it needs some vanilla. And you just stir this up, I guess, until you like the consistency. This is closer to glaze. But I can see a problem with this already. This is going to be gritty. Yeah, I think it's going to be gritty. But it's not really as gritty as I thought it would be. Let me see here. It's not as gritty as I thought, but it's not going to icing up like this lady seems to think it will. I think the directions forgot a step. Because if you don't melt the sugar, it's going to be pretty gritty. And you're also not taking advantage of the thickening properties of the flour. So I'm going to stick this back on the stove and melt it until it's a syrup. All right, so I've gone ahead and turned it into a syrup. Ah, doggone it. I hate when stuff like that happens. All right. All right, it's fairly good, so. At least it should be done. Oh, this looks good. This cake looks excellent. Let's try this up a little bit more. It actually tastes pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. So what I've done really is make a glaze. So here's my glaze, and here's my pineapple cake. And it looks excellent. Let's see if I can get a bowl. I'm not going to try and dump the whole thing out of that container. I don't know where I would put it anyway. My thing is not clean for my toaster oven, so I am just going to dig a piece out. Ah! I wish it would seriously stop sucking things into the glaze. Alright, so I guess you're going to have to watch your glaze because it will be awful and try to suck things into it. And as it cools, it will get a little bit thicker, so that much is cool. So I'm going to try and get a piece of this cake. All right, it looks real good. So this is my pineapple cake with vanilla glaze. And this was made out of the funfetti cake, or at least the cake that goes with the funfetti icing. And I went ahead and put a container of pineapple chunk, or crushed pineapple into it. So I guess I should see how this tastes. All right, let me see how this tastes. Vanilla, glaze, and funfetti cake. Yep. If you want a real easy way to mock up a something like a pineapple upside down cake, this is what you do. Yep, that's good. All right. Well, that's it for this video. If you feel like it, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.